When it comes to raw power, scale, and global reach, few aircraft in history can rival the Lockheed C-5 Galaxy. For over 5 decades, this enormous military transport plane has been a cornerstone of U.S. air mobility, carrying tanks, helicopters, satellites, and humanitarian aid to nearly every corner of the globe. Yet while the Galaxy has always been impressive, the U.S. Air Force's latest wave of upgrades has elevated it to an entirely new level. With fresh engines, advanced avionics, and improved logistics systems, the modern C-5M Super Galaxy isn't just keeping pace with today's military demands, it's redefining them. So how did this aerial behemoth come to be, and what exactly makes its latest version such a game-changer? Let's dive into the story of the C-5, from its Cold War origins to its 21st century rebirth. Origins in a time of global tension. The C-5 Galaxy was born in the 1960s, a decade defined by the Cold War and the Vietnam War. The U.S. military faced a critical problem. Its existing transport fleet couldn't handle the Army's largest and heaviest equipment. The Douglas C-133 Cargomaster was nearing the end of its service life, and while the Lockheed C-141 Starlifter was reliable, its cargo bay was too small to fit tanks, helicopters, or oversized vehicles without extensive disassembly. The Pentagon needed something bigger, faster, and more capable. This led to the CXHLS project, Cargo Experimental Heavy Logistics System. The requirements were staggering. The aircraft had to carry a payload of 180,000 pounds, cruise at around 500 miles per hour, and feature a cavernous cargo hold, 100 feet long, 17 feet wide, and over 13 feet high. Several companies, including Boeing, Douglas, and Lockheed, submitted designs. Boeing's entry was seen as technically superior, but Lockheed's design won in 1965 due to its lower cost. For the engine's General Electric's revolutionary TF-39 high-bypass turbofan was selected, an innovation that would later influence almost all modern jet engines. Rolling out a giant. On March 2, 1968, the first C-5A Galaxy rolled out of Lockheed's Marietta, Georgia plant. It was unlike anything the world had seen before. With a length of 247 feet and a wingspan of 222 feet, it dwarfed nearly every other aircraft of its era. Its design was equally innovative. The raised cockpit allowed the aircraft's swing nose to hinge upward, providing direct front-loading access to the cargo bay. Combined with the rear loading ramp, crews could load and unload simultaneously, a huge time-saver in wartime logistics. The Galaxy quickly proved its worth. Its massive hold could swallow a main battle tank, 6 Apache helicopters, or nearly 24 armored vehicles. It could kneel closer to the ground using its unique landing gear system, making loading easier even in rough conditions. And despite weighing over 800,000 pounds fully loaded, it could operate on runways as short as 4,000 feet. Boeing, although it lost the competition, adapted lessons from its design into the commercial 747 jumbo jet, which would revolutionize passenger air travel. In a sense, the C-5's story helped shape both military and civilian aviation. Record-breaking, but problematic. From the beginning, the C-5 Galaxy shattered records. In 1974, it became the first aircraft to carry a payload exceeding 1 million pounds. It set benchmarks for climb rate, range, and cargo capacity. But there were problems. Early C-5As suffered from wing cracks due to structural stress, and the TF-39 engines, while groundbreaking, lacked the reliability and power needed for long-term operations. Maintenance costs soared, and readiness rates fell below expectations. To solve this, the Air Force initiated upgrades. The most significant came with the C-5M Super Galaxy, which replaced the aging engines with General Electric CF6-derived F138s. These produced 22% more thrust, improved fuel efficiency by 30%, and reduced maintenance headaches. Suddenly, the C-5 could carry more, fly farther, and spend less time grounded. The C-5 in action. The C-5 Galaxy has proven itself in action time and again. serving as a backbone of U.S. military and humanitarian operations. During Operation Desert Storm in 1991, it played a pivotal role by delivering tanks, helicopters, and vast quantities of supplies to the Persian Gulf, helping enable the rapid buildup of over 500,000 troops and millions of tons of cargo. Following the attacks of September 11th, the Galaxy became indispensable throughout the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, transporting everything from armored vehicles to vital ammunition. Beyond combat, it has also been a lifeline for humanitarian relief. Flying mobile hospitals, water purification systems, and medical supplies after the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, and even delivering ventilators and vaccines during the COVID-19 pandemic. Its ability to handle extraordinary loads has made it legendary. In 1981, one C-5 transported a captured Soviet Mi-24 Hind helicopter for intelligence analysis, while modified C-5C variants carried satellites, rocket stages, and International Space Station modules for America's space program. The Galaxy has even reached Antarctica, where, as part of Operation Deep Freeze, it successfully landed on a 10,000-foot ice runway with 84 tons of supplies, further proving its unmatched versatility in some of the most extreme conditions on Earth. Experimental and secret missions. The C-5's sheer size encouraged daring experiments. In 1974, the Air Force tested whether it could air-launch an intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM from a Galaxy at 20,000 feet. Though never adopted, the test proved the aircraft's versatility. It also played a role in America's stealth programs. Early prototypes of the Have Blue stealth aircraft, the precursor to the F-117 Nighthawk, were secretly transported inside C-5s to testing sites in Nevada. The Galaxy's cargo bay provided not just space, but also secrecy. Tragedies and lessons learned. The history of the C-5 Galaxy has not been without tragedy, with two major crashes standing out as somber reminders of the risks of operating such a massive aircraft. In 1990, a C-5 crashed near Ramstein Air Base in Germany after a thrust reverser deployed mid-flight, causing the aircraft to spiral out of control and killing 13 of the 17 people on board. 16 years later, in 2006, another Galaxy went down near Dover, Delaware, after miscommunication and throttle errors during an engine shutdown led to a crash landing just short of the runway. Miraculously, all 17 crew members survived. Both accidents prompted critical changes, including cockpit redesigns, enhanced crew resource management training, and stricter maintenance protocols. Improvements that have since ensured the C-5 remains safer and more reliable for future missions. The Super Galaxy, a modern titan. The C-5M. Super Galaxy stands today as the ultimate evolution of the program, combining decades of lessons learned with cutting-edge upgrades that make it more capable than ever. Powered by 4 advanced F138 engines, it delivers 22% more thrust while being quieter and significantly more fuel efficient, giving it greater range and reliability. Inside the cockpit, outdated analog dials have been replaced with a modern glass cockpit, featuring large LCD displays, digital autopilot, GPS integration, and all-weather systems that improve both safety and efficiency. Structural reinforcements, upgraded landing gear, and enhanced environmental controls further increase durability and ensure both crew and sensitive cargo can be transported securely across vast distances. With the ability to carry 120,000 pounds of cargo over 7,000 miles without refueling, and virtually unlimited range when supported by aerial refueling, the Super Galaxy enables the U.S. to deploy military hardware, humanitarian relief, or even space components around the world, faster and more reliably than ever before. Symbol of American power. Beyond its practical use, the C-5 has become a symbol of American might and ingenuity. Its very silhouette, massive, imposing, cathedral-like, commands respect. Pilots often describe flying it as steering a flying cathedral. It has even supported presidential travel, ferrying armored vehicles and equipment ahead of Air Force One. Though it never carried the space shuttle, Its role in moving rockets and satellites ensured its place in America's aerospace legacy. If you enjoyed learning about this aviation powerhouse, don't forget to hit the like button. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more epic stories from the world of aviation and defense. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.